guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriorstrade, yes, the dynasty that has defined the last decade of basketball, are reportedly set to make a huge veteran addition to their roster right before training camp tips off. And that player is none other than the 5-time All-Star, the ultimate steady veteran, and one of the most respected big men in the league, Al Horford. That's right. It looks like the Warriors are finally about to bring in a player that could drastically change their front court dynamic heading into the new season. Now, let's break this down and talk about why this move is creating so much noise, not just among Warriors fans, but around the NBA as a whole. Their Warriors have been searching for answers in the paint ever since the departure of key role players and the decline of their interior defense. Kevin Looney has been a Warrior in every sense of the word, no pun intended, but his health and durability have been questions in recent seasons. Draymond Green, while still a defensive mastermind, has often been asked to guard bigger, more physical centers, which has taken a toll on his body. Adding someone like Horford doesn't just patch up a roster hole. It potentially elevates the Warriors' defensive and offensive balance in ways that could make them a nightmare. Once again, Al Horford is no ordinary veteran signing. We're talking about a player who has been to the mountaintop of playoff basketball. Someone who has anchored defenses, stretched the floor with his shooting, and brought leadership to every locker room he's entered. At 38 years old, many might say he's past his prime, but don't let the age fool you. Just last season with the Boston Celtics, Horford proved he can still contribute at a very high level. He shot efficiently from three-point range, played smart positional defense, and even logged critical playoff minutes in Boston's run. For a Warriors team that has sometimes struggled with size, rebounding, and rim protection, bringing Horford in is nothing short of a chess move. Think about the fit here for a second. Steve Kerr's offense has always thrived with bigs who can pass, space the floor, and make quick decisions. Horford checks every single one of those boxes. Imagine lineups where Stephen Curry is running pick and rolls with Horford, who can pop out for a three, roll into the mid-range, or swing the ball to an open Klay Thompson in the corner. Defensively, Horford brings veteran awareness, communication, and the ability to guard multiple positions. He's not going to block every shot, but he positions himself perfectly, uses his body well, and makes up for any lack of athleticism with sheer basketball IQ. That's exactly the type of player the Warriors need to stabilize their rotations. From a financial standpoint, this move also makes sense. Their Warriors are looking at Horford through the lens of the taxpayer mid-level exception, which means they don't have to commit to a long expensive deal. They can bring him in on a short-term basis, see how he gels with the roster, and not sacrifice future flexibility. That's crucial because Golden State is still dancing around luxury tax aprons, and every dollar matters. Bringing in a player of Horford's caliber on a team-friendly deal could end up being one of the biggest bargains of the off-season. Now, the timing of this is also really interesting. Training camp is about to start and the Warriors clearly don't want to waste any time figuring out their roster holes. The fact that they're reportedly finalizing this before camp means Steve Kerr and his coaching staff will get to fully integrate Horford from day one. That's important. We've seen the Warriors in past seasons add players late into the year. And while sometimes it works, more often than not, it takes time for new guys to learn the system. Horford joining before camp ensures he can build chemistry with Curry, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, Klay, and potentially even young players like Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski. Another element that makes this so intriguing is the locker room leadership factor. Horford is universally respected around the league. He's known as a true professional, a mentor, and someone who elevates the culture of any team he's part of. For the Warriors, who are transitioning into a phase where their young guys are expected to take on bigger roles, having Horford around could be invaluable. Kuminga, Moody, and even rookie additions could learn from his example of preparation, work ethic, and decision-making. When you think about it, this isn't just a signing for the on-court impact. It's also a move that could influence the locker room in a massive way. Let's not forget the playoff implications. Golden State has championship aspirations, and every move they make is with a postseason in mind. We've seen in recent years that playoff basketball often comes down to matchups in the front court. Can you guard Nikola Jokic in Denver? Can you hold your own against Anthony Davis and the Lakers? Can you battle physical bigs like Dantis Sabonis? With Horford in the mix, the Warriors finally have another body who can be thrown into those matchups. Someone with the size and smarts to make things difficult for elite opposing big men. He may not shut them down, but he can hold his ground and give Golden State much-needed versatility. Now, let's talk about the ripple effect this could have on the Warriors' depth chart. If Horford is indeed joining, how does this shift the roles of other bigs? Kevin Looney, who has been the glue of this front court, might see reduced minutes, but in a positive way, keeping him fresh and healthy for the long run. Draymond Green gets to spend less time battling true centers and can focus on being the versatile defender that makes him so unique. Even young players like Trace Jackson Davis can benefit, learning from Horford's wealth of experience while not being thrown into the fire too quickly. Of course, this also begs the question, how much does Horford still have left in the tank? At 38, no one expects him to play 35 minutes a night. But that's the beauty of this signing. Their Warriors don't need him to. They need him to play 18 to 22 solid minutes, stretch the floor, rebound, and provide veteran presence. That's a role perfectly tailored to his current stage of his career. And if there's one thing we know about Horford, it's that he takes care of his body and plays smart basketball. He's the type of player who can extend his career by simply being in the right place at the right time. And that's what Golden State is banking on. At the end of the day, this potential Horford signing is about more than just X's and O's. It's about setting the tone for the season. It's about signaling to the league that the Warriors are still serious contenders. It's about giving Curry, who just keeps defying Father Time, every chance possible to chase one more championship. Warriors Nation, the big question now is this. How much of an impact do you think Al Horford can really have on this team? Do you see him as the missing piece to help Curry get back to the finals? Or do you think his age will catch up with him? Whatever your take, one thing's for sure, this is a fascinating move and we're going to be talking about it all season long. So, don't forget to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to stay locked in on every twist and turn of Warriors news. Training camp is almost here, the season is right around the corner, and the Golden State Warriors just might have one more trick up their sleeve. Stay tuned because this story is just getting started.